One day, Percy was idling in Farquhar Yards when Toby chuffed in.
Hello, Percy. Have you seen Thomas? I can't find him anywhere.
No, not since yesterday. Why?
He was supposed to take that line of trucks down to the junction. Just him making a fuss, no doubt.
Oh, we can take it,
replied Percy.
I'm headed there anyways. I'll just couple them to my train.
And so it was arranged. Percy set off at dusk. It was the day after Halloween. All the decorations and jack-o'-lanterns were still out and about, illuminating the station platforms. At the junction, things didn't go as smoothly as Percy would have liked. The workmen had started packing everything away that morning, but had left most of the cargo on the platform. This made loading Percy's vans a difficult task. Percy sat at the platform, building up steam for the night's journey, when he saw a faint light emerge in the distance.
Now who could that be? No one should be around this late.
But as he squinted his eyes, he saw the silhouette of a tank engine who he didn't recognize. A headlamp shone brightly on his running board, with a number 87 painted on the buffer beam. Percy was getting anxious.
Thomas? Is that you?
He called out. There was no reply.
I'm sure that was nothing,
mumbled Percy to himself.
Hello, Percy.
Hello, Edward.
You seem nervous, Percy. What's the matter?
Did we ever have an 87 on the railway?
Edward thought for a moment.
There was one engine, back in the early days of the railway. Why do you ask?
I thought I saw an engine over there. Had the number 87 on its front. I don't know anyone as such.
That engine is long gone now.
Then he paused.
I'm sorry, but I have to ask. Is this not because of yesterday?
You might be right.
Oh, that's going to be me. Well, if you ever need another buffer, Percy, you are more than welcome at the sheds. I'm sure the others won't mind.
Thanks, Edward. I'll see you around.
As always, take care.
Whistled Edward and went on his way. Percy's mood soon changed. He liked running at night. Rails hummed with the clatter of trucks behind him. All the while, he felt as if someone was watching his every wheel turn. Percy felt a bump and found that he had to pull much harder than before.
Be quiet back there.
He demanded to the trucks and bumped them hard.
That'll show 'em.
He said as he puffed onto the branch line. As they approached the lonely signal box, unbeknownst to them, the points changed mysteriously, leading them off the branch line. Percy was confused. He usually knew where he was, even in the dark, but now he wasn't so sure where he was headed.
Where are we exactly?
He asked his driver.
That's the other side of Crow's Farm. The line reconnects later, don't worry.
But it didn't. They soon approached an unknown area. Various structures lay beside the track, rusted and overgrown. Percy continued to grow restless as they stopped right in front of an old mine shaft. He peered into the seemingly never-ending opening. The driver scratched his head.
I'm not sure how we ended up here, but it's best if we head back.
I think so too.
Suddenly, a light like before could be seen inside the mine. Percy froze. He knew what that was. Suddenly, they all heard a whirring sound. The lights flickered on, one by one, revealing an engine that waited inside.
That's strange. What's it doing there?
Before anyone could answer, everything went dark and silent.
Something very strange is going on around here.
I think we should leave now. Toby was right. The mines sure look spooky at night.
The driver opened the regulator, and as they began to reverse, it happened. The engine grabbed a hold of Percy and began to pull him inside the mine.
Oh help! It's got me!
Cried Percy. Coupling snapped, and Percy raced back to the junction as fast as he could. The next morning, he told the other engines. Rubbish! There's no such thing as ghosts, Percy. You've got ideas above your station. That or it's your reverser acting up again.
It's not my reverser. I had it mended ages ago. I know what I saw.
And he steamed away in a huff, leaving a very confused James behind. Edward, was there at some point a number 87 on the railway?
there was.
replied Edward. What happened to him?
Well, long ago, when Thomas's branch line wasn't complete, it only stretched to a coal mine and villages on the way. The line had their very own engine working it, but soon another engine from the mainland was about to take its place. And so, the engine would only work at the mine. They stripped him of his paint and number and gave him new ones, but he wouldn't wear them for long, as the same day there was a mishap. The mechanism that hauled trucks in and out was faulty. Before anyone knew it, it dragged the engine and its trucks into the opening. The noise was too much, and the mine collapsed with him and his crew inside. When I knew him, he was a hard worker, but no one ever acknowledged his efforts.
James did not reply, and with a long peep, he went on his way. His train was still being sorted when he arrived, so he idled in a siding till it was ready. Then he felt a tug on the back of his tender. This engine is not to be moved. Buzz off, will you? I've got a train to pull in 20 minutes and I'm not going to waste my time on your silly games. James froze as he saw a lamp flicker in front of him, paired with a faint wheeshing. Very funny, Percy. You got me. Ha ha. You can come out now. And it did. It rolled forward, revealing its front and side. James now realised who he saw before him and quickly corrected himself. I don't think we've met Buffer to Buffer, but I've heard about you.
I know you.
Pardon?
Remember, you made all of it happen. You caused the end of me. It all came crashing down. That same day, you wanted to hide it all. I made sure you got the same treatment. But he saved you, and no one cared for me, not even what's left of me.
I'm sorry, but I didn't know.
That's not enough. You will be responsible for him in there now. Time's up, James. And you're next.
James?
Ah!
Show a wheel, we are late.
All right. Wait, we? Edward sighed.
Yes, James, this is a double-header. Now come along. Fat Controller's orders, after all.
James followed suit, but remained mostly silent for the journey. Meanwhile, on Thomas's branch line, Toby was hauling a long line of stone trucks from the quarry. They were just about to pass the signal box as Toby's headlamp slowly faded away. "Oh, that's done it. We can't continue without that," said the driver.
That sounded like Thomas, but it can't be. Who can that be?
Never mind that. Look over there,
said the fireman. As Toby's light flickered back to life, it revealed something sitting on the tracks in front of them.
Percy, are you awake?
Oh, I am. What's going on?
Look what we found near the old mine.
That's Thomas's.
That's what I thought. So, that could mean that...
Toby, I know where he is.
Nothing like a good night's run to stretch your wheels, eh, James?
I'd much rather be up late if the fast trains need running. Can't say no to that, can I now?
Goods trains are as important as the people they serve. I'll let you take one of mine one day. Would be a nice change for you.
Pah, that'll be the day.
Good night, James.
Edward, the story you told me earlier, was it true?
Unfortunately, yes.
I saw him today. Looks like Percy's right.
You're not the only one. I met him too, but he got to the twins first.
Edward, when did this happen?
The more important question is, where's Percy?
This is it.
Quivered Percy.
Let's hope only Thomas is in there. You have what you need.
I should. Wish me luck.
And Percy descended
Here I
into
go.
the mines. At that moment, Edward and James came rushing in. Toby, what are you doing here?
It's a long story.
Looking for Thomas?
How do you know?
It's a long story, but never mind that. Where is Percy?
In there. If anything goes wrong, he will let us know.
So what can we do?
Percy was nervous, but his light shone brightly in the dark, and as he went around the corner, they spotted something blue.
What's that? Thomas?
Meanwhile, James and Edward were hard at work, clearing the line for a straight sprint outside. James was just about to shunt away the last line of trucks when...
Keep out.
No! Toby, he got in! He got in!
Driver!
Percy!
Glad to have found you at last. I'll get you out in no time.
Yes.
It made it in. You need to get out of there. Get out now! The driver swung out the cab and coupled the two engines together.
Last chance. Have at it, Percy.
Percy puffed and pulled with all his might. And finally...
Don't stop now, Percy. There's no barrier to save us this time.
Toby, Edward and James waited anxiously outside.
I can see them!
Percy was getting short of puff, and just as they were about to clear the mineshaft, he grabbed hold of them and tried pulling them back inside. Not today, muttered James. The silence was amazing. Everyone still in one piece? Called out Toby's driver.
Only a bruise on my elbow. Real lucky that no one got hurt.
Guess I was the scaredy engine this time. Look, Percy, I'm sorry about Halloween. I thought I'd get a few laughs in, but I was wrong. Can we be friends again? Please?
Of course. Now come on. Let's get you back to the shed.
Soon after, the engines were all mended, and after hearing the news, the Fat Controller gave them new coats of paint, and some got special trains to pull. But what of the mines? The line was torn up, making sure no one enters it again. All the while, many workmen at the viaduct will tell you that every year, on the date of the accident, it runs again, plunging into the gap, shrieking like a lost soul.